Okay, everybody, when we part three, story time, right? About me getting baptized and stuff when I was say right at 12. I was 12. Um, so remembering all of these things at this time, I'm in middle school. I'm developing. I'm going through all of these changes as well. Um, but like I said, it stuck out to me how everybody seemed so disappointed for a youth, a young child, to be baptized when even in the Bible, out of the mouth of babes, right? Um, and it says, basically, you don't do wrong to children. You don't treat them wrong and do them wrong. But um, like I say, I endured. I endured, and um, it's not a lie. It's most definitely the truth. I experienced so much, even up to the years of 12. A lot of times, I kept majority of those things to myself, but I endured a lot. I experienced a lot. I seen a lot that happened not only to myself but to other people. I've seen had a lot of relatives. I say that now because not everyone you can call family. They are relatives to you because either through marriage or through blood, they are your relatives. So there are a lot of people that I call relative. There's not many people that I call family because I don't feel the love from them, and I have not really truly experienced love from them. And number one, because they, at the times that I knew them, or even probably to this current time, they don't truly love themselves or the Creator. Because if you love the Creator, then you have to love yourself if you were created. And if you love yourself and you love the Creator, then you love other people. Because if the Creator created you, then He created other people. And I could love a lot of people, and I do. But if those people don't love me back and first love God and first love themselves, then they don't know how to love me. They cannot appreciate me or respect me. So how can they love me? So I have made a choice to stay away from a lot of people because I know that they don't truly love me. And loving a person is not about you giving them things or anything like that. It's about how you respect them, how you treat them, and how you speak about them when they're not around. And when that child or a person, especially when a child comes in the world, if you have charge over them or you're around them in a significant significant way, you have charge to give them the best of you. And I understand that because like I said, I babysit from the age of 12 until I got tired of doing it when I went off the Job Corps. And I'm sure that a lot of different things that I maybe said or done, they probably weren't the best. But I was a child still learning. But I still have to say, it wasn't the best. But one thing that I did do is I did my best to keep us safe, because I was a child as well. And keeping them safe and, not letting them go out and play in the street or do anything that would harm themselves. And I was rough. Like I say, I was rough around the edges. I had to be if I was going to endure in my world. But I don't feel like everything that I did as a young teenager and before my teenage years, as I was a babysitter for especially my family members, little cousins and stuff, I don't feel like it was all right. But it was definitely all I knew. I had not grown until my adulthood yet. But even sometimes within me, corporal punishment and things like that, I don't think it was right. Um, but I know now that the things that I did, some of the things that I may have did or said, and the ways that I said them, they they could have hurt the feelings, and I wouldn't know unless they actually came to me. But I can even say for myself that I'm sure I hurt a lot of feelings. I'm sure that I did. I'm absolutely sure that I did. I was one of those kids, you push me, I would push back. I would push back, and I had the size of an adult grown woman. So a lot of people saw me as such, even though I wasn't. And I had to experience a lot because I looked and I could talk the talk of someone much older. And I'm so thankful that I got baptized, because whether people want to believe it or not, it was a protective nature for me. And it did protect me and it did shield me, because people saw me one way, but I was not an adult. I was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. And there were a lot of people that saw me as easy prey, thinking that I was just this grown adult, but there was something young about me. I've experienced that. And I've always shied away from being around a lot of people. I've never been head first on growing up too fast or running and rushing in. Never did that. Never had a desire to do that at all. And that is because of my upbringing. That's because of my own experiences. But the point of the matter is, after me being baptized, people like, that's a real commitment. When everybody else had already been baptized in my family, or so they act like they did. And, you got to go to church every day, and that was a confusion tactic to make me feel like I couldn't just be baptized. And if I didn't have a church home, that I was, the worst person in the world. It was to make me feel like I should question whether or not I should have faith or not have faith. And see, sometimes people want you to go another route. They want you to be out, you know, doing things that will really harm yourself, because maybe the way you look, or maybe you not having enough. Sometimes people do want you to be a statistic. Truth be told, I felt like um, the family that we were raised under wanted us to be statistics, and at least wanted the majority of us to be some type of statistic. Because if we fell into the category of being a statistic, then they could go on and continue to talk about us negatively, or have control over us. Because when you are a statistic, now it's not just you, it's more than you. There's an extra person that you have to take care of, or you've gotten yourself caught up with negative people that might try to harm you or harm your family or whatever. And that's a control tactic. And see, one thing that I did not do was fall into all of the statistics, though I fell into some of them. Statistic of going into Job Corps, people had a lot of stigma behind it. Why you want to do that? Why you want to do that? Because it's what I want to do. And the point that I'm trying to make for, especially if anyone young sees this, you can get up and you can take care of yourself. And if you have to take care of yourself, know that your true creator is not just your parents or your community or family members. And reach out to your creator and know that you're going to be okay. And anytime you're being shut out and shut down and you don't have anything, and it feels like you have nothing, you have the creator. And my reason for this story time is to say that you have the creator. And I'm not going to sit here before you and say that I have the worldly things in my grasp in a way where people would say, oh, you got it all. I'm not going to tell you that. What I'm going to tell you is that I have that peace and joy, and I'm able to love, and I'm able to bring goodness into this world, and of a sound mind. And I have a choice to take care of my health and be all these things. That's what I wanted to say when we